Have you been keeping up with this whole issue about horse meat and beef recently?
Yeah, it's terrible.
To be honest with you, though, it was probably more amusing rather than serious.
Amusing. Why is that?
Well, considering the jokes that you saw in the newspaper about beef burgers jumping over someone's chips and stuff like that.
That's ridiculous.
But if you ask me, horse meat is a perfectly normal food to eat. It's nutritious, it's as good as any other meat. There's absolutely nothing wrong with eating it.
Well, some people probably think that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's terrible. How can you eat such a beautiful animal?
They all have to die sometime. What are you going to do with the bodies?
What are you going to do with the bodies? Well, the horses that die should have died from old age, so the meat wouldn't be much good for eating anyway.
That's true, but most horses are quite expensive to keep, and very few of them are actually put out to retirement. A lot of them, once they reach the end of their useful life, tend to be sent to the slaughterhouse. Firstly, it's money for the owner as it means they haven't got to keep feeding them. And secondly, horses are eaten in some European countries, just not the UK. It's not part of our diet. But what I draw the line at is when someone tries to sell me something a lot more expensive like beef, and it turns out to be horse.
But as far as I'm concerned, that shouldn't even be a possibility. You shouldn't be sold something mistakenly as beef when it's actually horse, because horse shouldn't be anywhere near the abattoir. It shouldn't be getting mixed up with the meat in the supermarket because you shouldn't eat horse.
I'm not so sure about that. There's nothing actually wrong with eating horse. What is wrong is when you believe you are eating something different and you're actually eating horse. It has to be a free choice. So if someone put some meat on my plate and told me it was beef, and I ate it, and they then told me it was horse, I wouldn't be very happy. However, I feel like if someone told me there's some horse meat there in the first place, at least I can eat it if I want to. That's my choice.
But you shouldn't have to make that choice not to eat horse meat. They're beautiful, noble animals. I think it's wrong.
I'm afraid I have to disagree with you there. You've got to remember that in many other parts of the world, people eat horses, dogs, guinea pigs, all sorts of things. And if you travel there, you've got to respect their customs. I mean, when in Rome.
Well, that's true. That's a very good point. But I still do think that guinea pigs, horses, dogs, cats, none of these animals should stand a chance of arriving on your table.